The thorough analysis of the origin of species, lesson 27. Evolutionists have a short well rope. Charles Darwin continues, this grand fact of the grouping of all organic beings under what is called the natural system is utterly inexplicable on the theory of creation. It is impossible to draw deep water with a short well rope. The very core subject of all these lectures is discussed here and now. Firstly, there is no modifier separate in front of the word creation in the above phrase. Analyzing the above sentence, this grand fact is utterly inexplicable on the theory of creation as it stands. Its meaning is denying of the creation, and this is one of the grounds that evolutionists assert Charles Darwin denied the creation. But we must not pass over the facts that an adjective separate or independent was omitted in this sentence. That is to say, it is reasonable that separate or independent should be inserted into the sentence. I'd explain the reason why separate must be added. It is usual that we conjugate ellipses when having a good command of English. It's a methodology to abbreviate the needless and to leave a judgment with the reader. This has an effect to make the stream of sentence dense. For example, the exact expression without abbreviation of a sentence, I go to America tomorrow and return in a month, is I have a ride in an airplane at the airport to go to America tomorrow, and I have a ride in an airplane at the American airport to return in a month. It is a common sense to ride an airplane at the airport in order to go to a foreign country. Though you do not take the trouble to say that I have a ride an airplane at the airport, all listeners understand that you have a ride in an airplane at the airport. Using of ellipses makes listeners not tedious. Charles Darwin repeated separate creation innumerably in his statements. I present here the base to be able to say that separate was abbreviated in the above sentence. In chapter 20, I'd ever said the reason why separately should be inserted to interpret will be explained connecting them with the real phenomena in the later. This is the very spot and the most important part in my lecture. All organic beings can be classified under natural system. Here, natural system is equal to the family tree of organic beings. The family tree is a system to show an evolutionary evidence based on the affinities of individuals according to the apparent and genetic characters. It says that a group of organic beings on the tree was descended common parents. So there is an affinity between ancestor and descendants, and the affinity means their variation in itself. That is to say, natural selection. Red rose, yellow rose, and white rose are identical in their roots, stems, leaves, fruits, thorns, and flower buds, except their colors. If they were not descended from common parents and were created separately, there is no reason why they must have affinity in their roots, stems, leaves, fruits, and flower buds. Therefore, It is very persuasive to say that all kinds of rows were descended from one point. Applying this frame to the statement, 3 colors of a rose are inexplicable by creation, becomes 3 colors of a rose are inexplicable by separate creation. It is clear that separate is omitted in the above sentence. Thus, the logical and exact expression of Charles Darwin's statement cited in the introductory part is, this grand fact of the grouping of all organic beings under what is called the natural system is utterly inexplicable on the theory of separate creation. The adjective separate should be inserted necessarily. That is to say, the denial of the separate creation is the affirmation of the creation. The evolutionists passed over these implications. They simply and easily citing the sentence, this grand fact is utterly inexplicable on the theory of creation, asserted that Charles Darwin denied the creation. It is impossible to draw deep water with a short well rope. This is the blind spot of evolutionists. See you next. Shalom.